1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the magical world of Westeros, where 7 kingdoms are trying to be the boss. As the Tyrells, Tullys, Martells, Targaryens, a White Walker army of nasty zombie skeletons, Baratheons, Starks, Greyjoys, and Lannisters. Getting confused? There's over 200 characters. Mother of Dragons, the bastard Jon Snow, Tyrion the Sex Dwarf, for some you should know. But don't choose a favorite, and cause here's why. In the next episode they'll probably die. They can't kill them, they're vital to the plot. George Martin has killed more pigs than Pol Pot. Decapitation, molten gold, poison eye blocking, incineration, castration, thumb skull crushing. It's a hard knock life being Westeros born, and when they're not killing, the show is soft porn. It's an epic tale of the one true king. But do you have time to watch the whole thing? With 50 episodes, there's a lot in it. So here's 5 seasons in under 8 minutes. To the north is a wall to stop all integration, a Tony Abbott wet dream of anti-immigration. Behind this ice wall, they think they can hide, but a zombie army fast approaches on the other side. But the kingdoms fight each other in a civil dismay, unaware of the shitstorm that's coming their way. The story starts in Winterfell, House of Family Stark. Everybody owns a wolf, and it's always dark. Daddy Stark, Ned, gets a big promotion. Right hand to the king, but this causes a commotion. The queen is Cersei Lannister, as evil as one gets. If a Lannister don't like you, they always pay their debts. His son spies Cersei and her brother plucking flower. They grab Bran Stark and they throw him off a tower. Ned's daughter is engaged to Prince Joffrey. It ain't sweet, cause he's the biggest cockhead you'll ever hope to meet. The bastard Jon Snow goes to the wall to have a crack, where you're not allowed to screw and your whole wardrobe is black. There's Robb, Kate, Aerys Stark, and Dickless Theon Greyjoy, but I've got to move on. I haven't got all day, boy. Ned and his daughters, they go to King's Landing. I hope you're keeping up. I hope you're understanding. Ned finds out the king's kids aren't from his flares. The queen and brother Jaime have been making little heirs. Ned is like, to hell with this, I'm telling my best mate. But King Robb is murdered and Ned arrives too late. He goes to tell Stannis, they killed your brother, man. You better grab your navy, cause the shit has hit the fan. Ned grabs his daughters. He knows he shouldn't linger, but he's totally betrayed by a prick called Littlefinger. Life is like a jungle when your name is Ned. And even though he's Sean Bean, they chop off his head. Arya grabs a tiny sword and flees for her life. Sansa Stark remains as Joffrey's prison wife. Mummy Stark gets mad until war they go forth, and her son Robb is declared King of the North. Meanwhile, miles away is Daenerys Targaryen. She's just been married to Conan the Barbarian. Her brother is a douchebag, but his days are few when his head is melted off in flippin' episode 2. Her dad was the Mad King, killed by Jaime Lannister, but now she's in exile, living like a janitor. She becomes Dothraki Queen and is proclaimed Khaleesi. Then hubby Drogo dies and life isn't very easy. She finds 3 magic eggs and jumps back on the wagons. The eggs hatch open and she gets flippin' dragons. She burns a bunch of slavers for acting like real pricks. She gets a warrior army of dudes who have no dicks. Meanwhile, back at home, there is quite the sitch. Stannis is advancing with his sexy witch. His gay brother Renly claims he now rules the post, so Stannis kills his brother with a creepy ghost. Mom Stark nicks off with Brienne, her bodyguard. Robb Stark is winning wars and working very hard. He falls in love with Talisa, who makes him want to shout. They decide to marry. I hope it all works out. Now comes my favorite guy, Tyrion the Imp. A dwarf, a Lannister, and he's a freaking pimp. Drinking, eating, shagging from the very start. A tiny little hero with a massive heart. Stannis gets his navy to right Lannister errors. His girlfriend yells the night is dark and also full of terrors. Tyrion uses wildfire in this naval fray, a yeldy napalm that blows Stannis away. Meanwhile, Theon Greyjoy goes back to see his dad. Bolton says, you're not my son until you prove you're bad. Theon lies and says, I murdered Bran, you should have seen us, but he gets captured by a freak who then chops off his penis. Paraplegic Bran, the kid who got thrown from the tower, is now like the X-Men with a psychic power. Bran can control animals, there ain't no misbehaving. He escapes with Hodor to seek the three-eyed raven. Arya Stark is on the run, revenge is on her dial. She hangs out with a bloke called the Hound for a while. She gets a coin and sets sail, Bravos is the place, and goes to learn the ancient art of changing your whole face. Jon Snow and the Watch go north of the wall to fight some wildling rebels who own giants that are tall. He meets a ginger wildling and they start to make hot loving. He throws her in a pool and she says, Jon Snow, you know nothing. Meanwhile, mate Sam saves a lady and her son. They have an awkward sex scene and a bit of fun. He then kills a zombie with some glassy things. He's pretty much the same Sam from Lord of the Rings. Robb captures Jaime in a battle that is grand. He's free, but Noah Taylor cuts off his hand. Jamie hangs with Brienne and learns from his mistake, but then he sees his sister and things get kind of rapey. Joffrey marries Marjorie and has a little drink. The little shit gets poisoned and his face goes purple pink. Rob has a wedding, but the wedding is red. They stab his wife, slit his mum, and give him a wolf's head. The scene is flippin' brutal, blood and guts and goob. You can watch reaction vids all over YouTube. Those double-crossing Boltons, they make you want to cry. Get married in this show, and you're probably gonna die. Tyrion gets blamed for Joffrey's poison stunt. His girlfriend Shay betrays him because she's an awful There's a trial by combat. Oberon wins, but he's way too cocky and gets his face crushed in. Jaime frees Tyrion, and out of there they thump. But not before he kills his dad whilst taking a dump. Varys the Spy Master helps him escape the moat. They're like, well, we're free, and we're also on a boat. The Wildlings take Jon in to the Watchers like, go later. But then he fights the Wildlings because he's a total traitor. There's a massive battle on the huge ice wall. Ygritte dies in Jon's arms and some giants fall. Stannis and the Onion Knight rock up for victory. They burn the Wildling leader because he won't bend the knee. Stannis offers Jon his family title back. Jon says, no way bro, I swore an oath to Castle Black. With Joffrey dead, his little bro is now the king and bachelor. Marjorie marries him like a total cradle snatcher. Cersei is like, bitch, I'll set the church upon your tail. But just like Monopoly, Cersei goes to jail. She must repent her sins or she ain't getting back. It's sort of like an episode of Red is the New Black. She finally tells High Sparrow, what I did was pretty lame. She's free, but then she has to do a naked walk. Shame! Jaime and Bronn sail to Dorne across the water to rescue his niece, who is actually his daughter. The plan goes pretty well. Bronn sees a woman's breast, but then Marcella's murdered by a sandy kiss of death. Sansa flees with Littlefinger to the moon door. He marries her aunt and then he chucks her through the floor. Sansa marries Ramsay, which really is quite silly. Remember, he's the rapey dude who chopped off Theon's willy. Brienne sends a message, I will save you any hour. Just light a flipping candle in the highest tower. Sansa finally lights it, but to her dismay, Brienne and Pod look the other way. Stannis marches south to attempt a Bolton slaughter, but the witch makes him sacrifice his daughter. His wife checks out. His men run away, and the Boltons kick his ass the very next day. Jon pleads to the Wildlings, come south of the wall, but when he tries a zombie army, tries to bite them all. It's like World War Z. He barely gets out living, then the Night's Watch trick him and give him a total shit. Meanwhile, Daenerys, dragons are getting bitchy. She marries a rich bloke who looks like Lionel Richie. Tyrion's there with Jorah, the spy who got disowned. He's moody with Daenerys because he totally got friend-zoned. She reopens the fighting pit, surprise attack by a bunch of masked witch dudes who want slavery back. Hubby too is murdered. It's not her best day until her dragon kicks him ass and Daenerys flies away. So that's season 1 to 5 in under 8 minutes. I know I missed a bunch of stuff to reach this point and win it. And if you don't like it and you want to moan and whine, let's see you flip and try it and also make it rhyme.